I have covered a lot. If you have gone through all the previous sections, congratulations. There are a few other things we'll still need to go over. Resume, CV is very important. Having a powerful resume stand out among the hundreds of thousands of resumes out there. For a particular position, there might be 100 or couple hundred applicants. Before even it goes to the hiring manager or the client, recruiting agencies, recruiters, they scan through the resumes. There is a thing called 6 second resume test. If your resume doesn't stand for 6 seconds, then your resume goes through trash or deleted from the inbox. So let's quickly go through a sample resume I have created. I'm going to go over and give you guys some tips. First of all, name. I like to have it on the left side. You can have it in the middle. That's fine. Have your first and last name here. I'm going to save it in case I lose it. And always name your resume with your name. So Hanif as QA resume. This is very important. Think about a recruiter or hiring manager. They have so many emails in their inbox. And if everyone's email is QA or dev, it'll be difficult for them to kind of sort out. So if you have your name, it will ring a bell. Okay, I talked to this individual, and it's easier that way. And it's also more professional. Here, add your email address, test123 at gmail.com, some space here, then add your phone number and your location. That is New York, New York. At least give the city and state. If you have some kind of certification, you can place the logo here, somewhere here on the right side, but it should be small. It shouldn't be too large. Here, actually, I'm also certified Scrum Master, so I usually use CSM. So you can do that as well if you have some kind of certification. Then move on to the objective section. Here, I'm kind of just using 2 years as a sample here. But if you have more than that, that's fine. Just change it. And if you do not have any experience, you can show it as you are learning or you have taken a course and you have some experience, or at least you know the material about manual testing, different testing types, automation testing, backend testing using SQL, API testing, and so on. So here I kind of have a pretty simple statement. My purpose is to further my career in the IT industry in a position that best matches my abilities. I am a very detail oriented software QA tester with about 2 years of experience in manual and automation testing. Excellent communication skills, result oriented, committed, hardworking, analytical with a quest to learn new technologies, undertake challenging tasks, and flexibility to adapt to any new environment. I think it sounds pretty cool. So, in summary section, 2 years of diversified experience in software quality assurance with expertise in automated API and manual testing. You have mobile testing experience, you can also add mobile here. And as you can see, I kind of highlighted some of the key points so it's easier to read, right? For example, when someone is looking at your resume, if you highlight some of the key points, it kind of stands out and easy to read. Second point I have here is the experience in mobile device testing, including iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows. Understanding of complete software development lifecycle SDLC, software development lifecycle STLC, and various software methodologies like Waterfall, Agile, Scrum, Kanban. Even though Scrum and Kanban falls under Agile, I kind of highlighted it. Extensive experience in reviewing and understanding business requirements and writing detailed test cases based on business requirements. If you have written test plans or if you have worked on test plans, you can also add it here. Experience in various testing methods like functional, system regression, smoke, browser. I'm going to say cross browser here. Positive, negative. I'm going to remove ad hoc here, sanity, and UAT testing. I'm going to add black box testing here as well. If you have done load testing or performance testing, add white box testing, and also you can add performance testing, load testing, and so on. Experience in developing automated scripts using Selenium WebDriver and Python. Experience in developing SQL queries for backend database validation. You have used a specific database, you can also name it here. Extensively used Jira, Zoho to write and execute test cases and used it as a defect bug tracking tool. Excellent communication skills with the ability to interact with other team members and management to successfully facilitate requirements. If you have any certifications, you can add them here, or if you are taking any training right now, you can also add them here. For example, I'm certified Scrum Master, AWS certified solution. I also have AWS certification, so just adding them here. So if you're taking any training right now, so I'm taking another certification, AWS professional engineer. So this one is in progress. So you can say something like this. So this is in the first page, so they will notice it, right? Then here we'll start with your projects. So if you don't have much experience, go by projects. Try to highlight some projects, to try to do some internship. I'll give some tips where you can get some part-time work or some sites where you can find some jobs, keyword related jobs, and you can show it in your resume. So here I have professional experience as a heading, then you can add the company name here, ABC firm, then add the city here, and then you can add the end date here of you currently working, just leave it as present. Just align all these. So align this one, and if you have multiple projects, make sure that they align properly. Then the job title, you can also give a brief description about the application you worked on. Then the project name. Here you can give a brief description about what you have done, participated in daily stand-ups, grooming meeting, sprint planning, demo, retro meeting, coordinate with the offshore team on work assignments, close interaction with business analysts, designers, and software developers to understand application functionality and navigational flow, performing system and sanity testing for the daily builds, performing regression testing and new functionality testing, resulting in finding out of the major bugs that crashed the system. So I need to rephrase it here, doesn't make sense, resulting in finding out major bugs that crashed the system, develop automated scripts using Selenium WebDriver and Python, writing test plan and test cases from use cases and technical specs, perform testing on iOS and Android devices, develop SQL queries for data validation, designing and executing test plans across multiple mobile operating system, web and desktop GUI applications, develop test cases for manual and automation testing. Sounds good. You can also give the environment or the tools you used in this project. Example, the language was Java, database was Oracle, HPQC or ALM was the bug tracking tool, and so on. So I have listed another project. This is mainly testing a lot of devices, so I kind of named all the devices. So it's good to add a lot of details here because recruiters, they search by keywords. So if there is a requirement, they're looking for Nexus 7, and then it's not in your resume. So most probably you're not gonna come to their radar. So it's good to add much detail here. My resume is about 5 pages, so it's okay to have 3-4 pages of resume. I know there's a debate there, you should not have a resume more than 2 pages, 3 pages, 4 pages, 5 pages. I mean, it's been working out for me for many years, so I would suggest you to add as much as needed. Then moving on to the last section here, add your education here, whatever degree you have, and if you're available for relocation and travel, add that. I used to add reference will be provided upon request. I don't put it anymore. If you want to, you can. I think another section we can add here is, like I said, the recruiters, they kind of search and then more of a keyword. So if your resume doesn't show up when they search on the job search engines, they're not gonna even find your resume. So you can add a section called technical skills, so you can list all the tools you have used. And I'm telling you, there are so many tools you can learn quickly and then kind of have it listed in your resume. So here I'm going to add automation tools first. So I have shown you guys WebDriver, then we have used Python, then we have used PyCharm, Renorex, Can also list Postman. It's used for API manual and automation API testing, so that will fall in the category as well. Then we can have another row where we can say programming or scripting. So we have used Python, at least we know some Python. So if you have used or if you're learning something, you can also list it here. Now I'm going to bold it here so it's easy to follow along. Park tracking tool, you have used something else also listed out here. Operating systems, mobile platforms. So here, Mac OS, Windows, Linux. For mobile platforms, Apple is iOS and Android is Android OS actually, and iOS, just to be specific. Then we can add something called testing environments or environment. So here the difference between programming scripting language is more of like what you know, what you have used. So this one is more of, because applications are written in different language, right? As a tester, we really don't need to know the programming language. Example, the application might be built in Java, necessarily not required for testers to know Java, or it could be built on Python or Node.js or C Sharp and so on. So list out the testing environment or programming languages the application was written. So you can say Java, Angular, Python, just to name few. And you can also add project management. We have used Jira, so you can use Jira. There's another tool called version one. You can also download it and they should have a free trial. If you use the other tools, you can also mention it here as other tools, such as if you need to connect to a Linux machine, you have used PuTTY, you use the virtual machine or virtual PC, VirtualBox, you have used Android SDK, any type of emulator, and so on. I'm going to actually, I want to take this line out from here actually and paste it here, but I'm using OpenOffice, so it's kind of a free version of Word, but it doesn't have all the functionalities. However, I'm going to leave it alone here. So I think this is pretty decent. In this section here, if you want to actually have it in a table, you can also do it. Just insert a table here and then have the technical skills in one side and then all these listed in another side. That will also, I think, look good. Overall, I think this looks good. And here I'm going to actually change the size. Make sure to check your grammar. You should not have any typos. Of course, as a QA, we are supposed to be very detail oriented, right? So you should not have any silly mistakes. Proofread it, send it to your friend or family members or colleague. Let them revise it, at least for any mistakes. And this resume is already 3 page. I think this is a decent number. I hope this will help you to build your own resume.